Okay, hey guys, and I wanted to do lesson A here. This is a gun owner's responsibility. Uh, Americans, they enjoy a right that citizens in many other countries do not, the right to own firearms. But with this right comes responsibilities, and basically this paragraph is telling us to be responsible with our guns and keep them safe, and just overall. Gun owners responsible to ensure that unauthorized, untrained people don't access them. It is gun owners' responsibility to learn and obey all laws, and also it's the gun owners to understand that they're they're not unsafe by themselves. Only when we learn to practice responsible gun ownership, then guns are safe. Now we have a few reasons to actually, if you would own a gun, and you wonder why. Well, these are for all the anti-gunners. There's recreational shooting. There's competitive shooting. There's hunting. There's protection of self and the family. There's gun collectors. A lot of people are gun collectors. And you want to exercise a constitutional right. It's a constitutional right. That's why we own them. Not because we have to or we don't want to. But I mean, if you look at these are reasons you can give any anti-gunner. So it's recreational shooting, competitive shooting, hunting, protection of self and family, gun collecting, and exercise of a constitutional right. It is our constitutional right. Now there's a few different types of common pistol action types. We have a semi-automatic. We have the single action revolver. We have a double action revolver. Those are the common pistol action types. Okay, we're going to start now with the main parts of a revolver. The main parts of a revolver, we have an action contained within the frame. Inside the action is all, like underneath here, is all your parts of the firing pin, mechanisms, the hammer blocks. Even behind this little cylinder lock, there's parts. Okay, this is the action in here. We have the frame, which is the barrel, all these parts as I'm tracing it with the mouse here, as you can see that. That's the frame. We have the barrel, which is this part here. You can see there's a little line there. That's your barrel right there. And this part here, it would screw into the part of the frame. Now, we also have revolver frame components. And let's show you some of these revolver frame components. And here they are. You have on the revolver, this is the frame, the components of the frame. We have a rear sight. We have a back strap. This is what you'll be putting in your palm of your hand. We have this part, which is a grip panel, where you put your grips. There's one left and the right. And it's just a little screw that holds it in. See where these finger grooves are? That's the front strap, where your front fingers grip around. You have a trigger guard, which is part of the frame also. That would protect your finger from inadvertently touching the trigger, and it would prevent your finger from falling off the trigger. This holds it in, so it serves two purposes there, and it's pretty commonsensical. So, we have various parts of a revolver barrel. Now, the revolver barrel is actually part of the frame, as you see that. Unlike a semi-automatic weapon, which we'll see. Here's your chamber, and the chamber is in the cylinder. See? These hold the bullets. So when you're looking at this here, that's basically holding the bullets. Here's your chamber. It's a rotating part. Chamber and cylinder with the cartridge, and there's the cartridge and there's the bullet. We have a rifling, which has lands and grooves on it, front sight, and a muzzle. Lands and grooves are actual, we'll be getting to that next, are actually indentations inside the barrel. Okay, here's your lands and grooves. Here's a land, it's flat like a plateau. Just remember land. A groove is like a valley. Lands and grooves are twisted. They have a certain twist to them. When the bullet comes through here, it spins, and that helps it come out straighter and picks up a little speed. Rifling, and that's the rifling. That's a combination of the groove and the land is rifling. It's spiraling. Lands and grooves are engraved the bullet, so it gives it spin as it travels through the bore. And that's how you can identify it in a case where somebody gets shot. They can look at the groove pattern on these from coming through the lands and grooves because they're all different, and they can find out which gun was used in that crime. Okay, let's look at some double action. The double action revolver. The double action revolver actually has a few parts here. You have a cylinder latch release. You have a hammer spur. You have a hammer. And going back to here, here's the hammer spur. You'd pull that back. Here's the hammer, and it has a firing pin on it. Just wanted to show you that. The cylinder, which holds the bullets. An ejector rod, which I'll show you here. You could eject the empty cases out with that. That is basically the double action revolver. Single action revolver is another one. Single action revolver, they're showing basically two types. You have one with a cylinder, which you can pull out the cylinder, you push this ejector, and it'll, same thing like